quick little demo about one of CockroachDB's key capabilities, which is providing a multi-active database which can be stretched or distributed across regions. That means that applications and users will have access for reads and writes simultaneously across all of those regions. So all the nodes that participate in a CockroachDB cluster jointly serve a database and all its associated structures. And all of those nodes can act as gateway nodes to read and write to the dataset at the same time. This now gives you the capability to run nodes across various regions. That will help you to survive even regional outages. Let's say AWS, GCP, or Azure, or even in a roam of your private data center, a particular region would go down. The remaining regions will just keep on running. And that's what I would like to demonstrate today. All right. In order to do so, I deployed 9 nodes in total on Cockroach Cloud Dedicated. And you can see in the UI here that I've deployed 3 nodes in AWS US West 2, as well as 3 nodes in EU Central 1, and to wrap it up, also in AWS AP South 1. So 3 nodes per region, 9 in total, as you can see up here. And in order that we have some workload running that reads and writes in all those regions at the same time, I also deployed in all of those regions one EC2 instance, just for the sake of simulating local access to the respective nodes. You can see here my 3 terminal windows for EU, AP, and US. And as part of the connection string that is going to issue the reads and writes to the system, you can also see that I'm really connecting to the respective region. EU obviously connects to the EU nodes, so does the workload in AP South, connecting to the AP nodes of CockroachDB, and obviously same thing is true for the nodes running in the US West 2. All right, then let's kick off the workloads that will read and write to the exact same table at the same time in all the 3 regions. We can quickly switch also to our node list. So a quick summary of all the 9 nodes. Again, you can see 3 per region, AP region, EU region, and US region. And what we need to do now is basically to inject the failure to simulate a regional outage, assuming the European region goes down for whatever reason. And what you will see is that the workloads, and this would be true for applications, will keep on running in the AP region as well as the US region. So they will not be impacted by that. Obviously, the reads and writes from the workload that's running in the EU region will drop to 0. That's because obviously there is no node to talk to. There is no load balancer or rerouting in place. It's just a situation because it's most likely if a full region outage would happen, also your applications would be impacted by that. So there is typically no need to reroute them, let's say from Europe to the US or Asia Pacific. Even it would be possible if you would run a global load balancer, then we could redirect traffic to one of the remaining healthy regions. All right, while this is running, you can see on the upper right hand corner, reads and writes dropped to 0. The application keeps on running because it tolerates errors and it just basically retries. And in the back end UI, you can see that 3 nodes in the EU region have been marked with a warning. So those nodes are now suspect. So there's a quick or short grace period of about 5 minutes where we wait before we consider a node as finally dead. So we give nodes a chance to come back in case it's just a temporary error, like a networking outage or something. So in 5 minutes, they would be declared dead. But for now, I've already showed that the remaining region just keep on running. They keep on running, talking for reads and writes to the respective local instances of CockroachDB, and just one region is impacted by the outage. And now let's quickly recover by bringing back the fail region. We have to wait a couple of seconds before the nodes will show up again. And the next important part is that once the nodes are back, they will blend into the cluster again. So obviously there are some checks and balances under the covers which double check the data, is everything fine, etc. And then the nodes can just blend in again, and the workload will be able to pick up the work again and just resume basically reading and writing to the EU region. You can see the cluster jumped from 6 back up to 9 nodes. All the 9 nodes are now live again. Not quite sure if my workload is smart enough to automatically re-establish the SQL sessions, so we just restart it for now. And here we go. All three nodes, all three regions are back to normal, reading and writing to the system. And from operational standpoint, it was like literally hands-free in terms of recovery. And that's about it for today.